the deepening war in Bosnia. President Clinton tries to build Allied support for massive airstrikes against the defiant Serbs. Locked in space, a CBS News exclusive. Why astronauts are sometimes locked inside the shuttle and the combination to the lock concealed from them. And from Hall of Fame to Rogues Gallery, old-time baseball stars caught stealing from the U.S. government.
This is the CBS Evening News with Dan Rather.
Good evening. Faced with the collapse of the UN peacekeeping effort in Bosnia, President Clinton and his aides tonight are calling for an Allied ultimatum to the Serbs. Stop attacking UN safe zones or face a major assault from the air. The French want to do more, send in French troops with U.S. helicopters. President Clinton has said no to that. This evening, the French are reported to be moving toward President Clinton's position about the airstrikes. National Security Correspondent David Martin has the latest.
Defense Secretary Perry and Joint Chiefs Chairman Shalikashvili went to London in a last-ditch attempt to sell the Allies on a plan for launching an all-out bombing campaign against the Bosnian Serbs if they continue their attacks on the UN-declared safe areas. It has to be major, Perry said. The first thing we would do would be to dismember Bosnian Serb air defenses. Previous airstrikes have been little more than pinpricks and were abandoned after the Serbs took UN peacekeepers hostage. This time, Perry said, the bombing would have to continue even if the Serbs took more hostages.
President Clinton has just completed a phone call with the French president, and administration officials say they are making progress tonight toward convincing the countries with troops on the ground in Bosnia to issue an ultimatum to the Serbs to back off or face airstrikes. But they have issued ultimatums before, and U.S. officials say there is no guarantee the Allies would actually go through with these airstrikes if the Serbs call their bluff, which is something they're getting very good at. Dan?
David Martin at the Pentagon. In Bosnia, the Serbs' offensive is preparing to force Muslim civilians from the fallen former UN safe zone of Zepa. That means another flood of refugees and another triumph for the Serbs' campaign of ethnic cleansing. Correspondent Barry Peterson is on the ground in Bosnia.
Serb General Ratko Mladic celebrating what he claims is the imminent fall of Zepa. Forget the jet fighters and UN troops. I'm the strong man of this war, he seems to be saying, stronger than any muscle the West can muster. Maybe he's right. If another safe haven falls, the score would then be Mladic 2, the West 0. And that's another defeat for the UN safe haven policy. Mladic even personally radioed Bosnia's government in Sarajevo with the news of their defeat in Zepa. The Bosnians still refuse to admit Zepa is no longer theirs. City officials came to the outskirts of town to hear him dictate his terms of surrender. Over wine and sandwiches, Mladic laid out his conditions. The wounded, elderly, women and children go. Men 18 to 55 stay as war prisoners. The UN, already caring for thousands from the fall of the safe haven of Srebrenica, is bracing for 10,000 more from Zepa. But the headaches are just starting. This is a humanitarian aid convoy, the UN at its best, rushing to try to help the refugees from Zepa. And yet, this is Bosnia at its worst. This aid, for the moment, is going nowhere. The Bosnian Muslim army, angry about the impotence of the UN in Zepa, is blocking UN movement throughout the country, even if it hurts Zepa's refugees.
They are Muslims, but it is the Muslims here, in the form of the BIH, the Bosnian army, that are providing the difficulties. And so it seems to me that they are not actually assisting their own cause here.
Mladic says